Welcome back to the Colchester Sports Podcast. You're here with Marty and Maddie, myself. How's it going, Marty? How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Little disappointed I didn't get the call up last night. There were some fireworks, but you know what? That's part of being a spare, so I'll take what I can get. I'm going to try to make it out to next week's games, playing, or I believe if I don't play, I'm going to step behind the bench just to give the guys a little bit of motivation. I feel like they need it after this week, but can't make it Sunday, unfortunately. Father's Day and all, and I got some plans, so I won't be around Sunday. But
What do you mean
that's
fireworks? Something I missed?
I don't know, man. It's a pretty hot topic right now, but we'll leave
Oh,
that for
jeez.
later.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, last week we reviewed the Chell games, basically. So we had three last night after the Wednesday. Today's Thursday, June, what's that, 18th?
15.
15th? Oh,
15.
my goodness. I mean, some teams only have two games left. I know Colchester Excavation only has two games left. I think there's some other ones, but some have three. But we're getting down to the wire. Like, it's getting close. I mean, people are starting to look at playoff seeding, um, obviously, but even more so last night. And there was something else now that we're chatting here that came up last night that I'm thinking about. But let's dive in. Uh, so first game of the night, we had Hogs and Bud Heavy, and that's the kind of one you're referencing there. I
Yeah,
was there, so
let's leave that one for last. Let's talk about the
okay,
other games first because you know,
yeah. So the middle game then featured Purple Dragons and the Titans there, and what a game that was! Probably the strongest game from the Purple Dragons that we've seen this year. They almost got the first win. It was almost there.
they're not shut out anymore though. They got a point for the tie,
Love it.
or technically, I mean, it was a 3-2 shootout win for the Titans.
Yeah.
And again, I wasn't there yesterday. It was my wife's birthday, so I was home. Priorities. I had to be home. So I'm just sitting on the couch last night, and my phone just starts going off. I got two or three people messaging me saying, "Dragons are gonna win. Dragons are gonna win." And big news. And I just said, keep telling me what's happening." And I was following along. And unfortunately, the Titans prevailed, but it would have been super upset to see the Dragons win last night.
100%. It would have been, yeah, it would have been a big upset. And if Curry didn't play the way Curry played, the Dragons probably would have won. And uh, I don't know how to compare that, but yeah, I just think Curry was on last night and he needed to be. So it kind of puts some other teams on watch, I think, like Colchester Excavation, watch out. Um
Full
'cause
lineups for both teams last night.
Gavin was not there for Purple, and Fraser White was not there for the Titans. And there might have been a few other small ones, but I think the majority, everything else was Alex was in net, G was there, Dylan, Sandy, all those kind of guys, Lee Davidson, Ben Higgins, so Aiden Tucker, all those kind of guys were there. So it was pretty much a feature. This is what could happen in the first round of playoffs, right? If you finish that third seed, and because I think Purple Dragons have locked in that sixth seed, right?
Yes, yeah.
So if you finish that third seed, watch out, because I really do think that if they can play the way they did last night, and you add Gavin in, they can surprise for sure.
Everybody's just waiting on the edge of their seat for that and to see who is the team. And you
G,
said it, the boys might be nervous for Sunday night because I've said it before. This Purple Dragons, they're gonna build a fire inside, and it's just gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger, and they're gonna open up here soon. And the last three games, they played the Underground Snacks. They were in that game for most of the game. They did lose 9-5, but they were in that game. Then they played us, and again they played really well. They were in that game. They didn't have their best lineup that night. Unfortunately, Alec wasn't there, and then I think that makes a little bit of a difference for them.
hmm
But last night showed that if Alec's playing, G's on his game, Kyle Blair's on his game. Rylan McIntyre had 2 goals last night, so that's big for them to get supporting
did he
cast
play
going.
junior A?
I don't think no.
I thought they had one junior A guy before, like they made a few additions at the end there. Like they added Simon, I know who does, but I feel like they had like Gavin and G, one junior A guy and then a bunch of U18 guys on the roster, but I could be wrong.
Simon plays for Bud Heavy, so you're mixing him up.
Oh, my bad. Good call.
That's all good. But no, I don't. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna
sure?
look it up
Okay.
here, right quick. But I'm pretty confident that he didn't.
All good. He looks good though. There's one guy I don't know on purple that is like, okay, this guy. It's like I know G and Gavin and Kyle Blair and Blake, and there's one other guy that I find is like pretty. I mean, there's a lot of other guys that chip in all over the place, but there's one guy in particular that I find stands out a little bit, and I just don't know his name. And I think he wears all purple, no number. I could be wrong though. Anyway, they look good, but on that game, it went to a shootout, and this is where there was some confusion. So last night, both benches cleared out. Actually, let me preface that even further. It was 2-1 Titans late. I'm going to say, I don't know, you have the game sheet, but maybe like 4 minutes left. And they tied up. And I'm just going to drop the puck. So I had to ref last night, and I'm going to drop the puck. And I hear G come from behind me, and you can hear him talking. He's like, you don't want to be the first loss. Like, you don't want to be the first loss to us. You don't want us to upset you guys here. And it was just like, you could just feel the energy of that purple kind of. They have a little bit of mojo now. They have a little bit of swagger, I find. And it's like they have nothing to lose. You know what I mean? It's like you don't like. Yeah, there's no like red. Look at the collapse that's happened there. They have the opposite. They can only go up. But then it goes to game finishes. We have it's 8:45, and we have the ice booked for that session until 8:50. Then a 10-minute flood, and the next game starts at 9. And both benches clear to go celebrate the goal. And here I am trying to go over, and I'm not a loud person. I especially after I got hit in the throat with that puck, I find I can't like project my voice still.
On about that.
100%. I still can't sing and hit that high octave too in the car when I'm driving home.
Ah, dang, that's the worst.
But so I'm trying to go over and just say like, guys, like 3 shooters, like pick 3 shooters. They're celebrating with their goalies, kind of whatever. And then they're like, oh wait, we're doing a shootout, and the Zamboni doors open. And I skate down. I'm like, hey guys, like we got some time left in our ice time that we're gonna use. They're like, oh no worries, like they were fine about it, but I was just
That's good.
Yeah, so they close the doors up. Titans go back to their bench, and purple goes back, and I was like, let's go 3 shooters. And Titans had they were sitting on the churro bench, so I just said, you guys are home. Do you want first or second shot? They elect to go first, I believe. Or did they make purple go first? I can't remember what I told you. Anyway, my priority was to get the game over with before 8:50 when the Zamboni guys would get mad at me. So shootout commences. G had a great opportunity to either put them ahead by the advantage or to close out the game. Didn't score. Huge poke check by Curry. And then Aiden Tucker, of all people, like this guy, like, and people are talking about him in the league, like from other teams. I'm hearing like, man, who's this Tucker kid? And he's awesome. Like I don't know how young he is, so I don't want to. Anyway, he's been fantastic. He's making us all old guys look like a fool. But the cool thing there is I find he's playing on a line with Sandy, and last night I believe it was Ben Higgins, Sandy and Aiden. And I was
That's a big compliment to him. I believe he's only 16 or 17. Like he's young.
Wow. And
so to play with those 2 guys,
absolutely. Cool. And it was really cool because Sandy, like, I don't want to just project this out there, but I really feel like he's like doing like a bit of a mentor, not outwardly, but I find on the ice he's communicating with him, especially with Aiden, and like it's just you don't see that on any other team, probably any of them. Like the way he's talking and kind of like coordinating the offense, Sandy, while he's playing hockey. It's just something you see in basketball all the time. You see guys, they set the floor up and they set the play up, but you can see Sandy coming over the blue line, and Aiden's kind of looking for a drop pass, and you can hear him saying like middle, like go middle. Like it's really cool to watch, and I feel like you can learn a lot from a guy who's played some professional hockey or in the queue like Ben Higgins. But yeah, that was a really cool line. But after that, they finished the game, and I push the nets off, whatever. Then I go over, and Reezy wants to talk to me, and he's like, some of the boys were asking why there was a shootout tonight. We haven't done shootouts all year. And I just go, like, Reezy, like, the rule is, which is a really subjective rule, I do get that, if there is time to commence a shootout will be completed. And that is sure, if there's time, what does that mean? Like 4 or 5 minutes left. You can do we by the time we got the puck drop, it was 8:46. We had 4 minutes of ice time left. Me and Dennis were just quickly right to the center ice, drop the puck, back skating, and then blow the whistle. The guy was making sure the goalie was ready. Then the guy was coming in, save, grab the puck, skate to the center. Same thing. It was going really fast. But I would 100% rather a game finish with a winner than a tie. And I think in all sense, I remember driving to the rinks in other beer leagues, driving to Muscatobit, an hour away. I lived in Halifax, 50 minutes drive, get your gear on, you play an hour game, whatever, to finish in a 2-2 tie, and then drive 50 minutes home. It was like, what are we doing? I just would rather know there was a winner and a loser in the game. So to say, anyway, that is the rule officially. If there's time, I know it's super subjective, but we will try to do a shootout if there is. And then Reezy was trying to tell me, like, it should have been a tie, And I think he's coming at an angle of, I want the Titans to get 1 point because,
Wednesday night
guys,
next week.
Guys are getting really, some guys are looking ahead and saying, well, I want to finish first and I want to finish, well, you know what I mean? So people are getting into the numbers and people are getting into how things are going to finish out here at the end.
The worst part about that is, for me,
what's that?
I have to make sure it's correct.
Yeah, because Reese will jump on you.
Oh, don't worry. He for spelling, and I'm the worst person when it comes to spelling. So he's let me know. A couple guys have let me know, so I appreciate that.
No,
I'm
it
a
is
math
nice.
guy, not a spelling guy. So,
yeah.
And just to touch base on what you were saying too, like the biggest thing I find is if subjectively, if there's time left, worst case scenario, you can always have one shooter, winner take all. You know what I mean? Like you shoot once, I shoot once. Yeah.
Just straight sudden death.
Yep.
Because I was worried once I saw the way Curry was playing, and I was like, okay, Alex is in the other end. Like, I don't know if we'll get a goal here for a while. And it went, I don't know how many extras it went, like I was texting you, but I was
what
just
do you do
like,
at that point? Flip a coin? We're
going to be here past 8:50, and the Zamboni guy's going to be mad. But no, they were super great about it, which I was super appreciative of. But anyway, if there's time, and I'm going to say 4 or 5 minutes is the time. If the game finishes and it's 8:48 and we have to be off by 8:50, maybe we do one shooter. But right now, I think we just call it because I don't have that in the rules, and the guys are getting super serious. It's just got to end in a tie. If there's not time to complete it within the ice time, then just move on.
Here's the tough question, and we're going to move on to the next game here shortly. But what happens in playoffs? Did we discuss that with the rec center about if they're going to give us a couple extra minutes?
We had that controversy last summer where they kicked us off the ice in their finals without having a winner, and after some communications with the rec staff, they just said, let us know when your playoffs are, and we'll make sure that our Zamboni guys know that there needs to be a winner. So and what we're going to do, I don't want to put this live yet, maybe. There will be, well, what I would like to do is a 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime, followed by a 3-man shootout. And I think that's what I'm going to push with. So let me put that out now. I'm going to email my contact at the rec, and if there's a no with that, I'll have to let the captains know. It'll just be 3-person shootout. But I think that's what I would like to go with. I would definitely like to go with a 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime, followed by the shooters. But we'll see if I get the approval with that, because we're kind of asking for free ice at that point, which is kind of an awkward thing to ask for.
We've been pretty fortunate too, because going to the 20-minute stop time and only have it's worked out perfect every time. You couldn't ask for a closer to the time limit of your ice time. So, thinking outside the box here, what's the worst case scenario if you went to 2 18-minute periods? Just at the fact that what if there's a tie and we don't have time to finish this game? Just thinking outside the box.
That's fair. It's a good point, but I do think because of the amount of bookings that the Chell has done and the Chell does, even just for the summer league, the amount of revenue that place is making, I think that's why they're kind of okay with saying, okay, if it's an extra 15 minutes that our guys have to stay, you know what I mean? I think they're okay with that. And then plus you add on the winter bookings that I had, and then last summer, it's a lot of ice rentals, right, that they would not get without the Chell. But anyway.
So just to touch base, Titans survive, win 3-2. It's currently set second place, and we'll touch on the Hogs later. But so the late game of the evening last night, the Underground Snacks, coming off a tough loss for their side, showed that it really was just a blimp in the radar, and they are who I and everybody else expected them to be.
Yeah.
Beat Colchester Excavation 7-1, and I don't even think it was close, from what I heard.
No, it was yeah, it was a bunch of like rec hockey players playing against, guys that played real hockey. And that can be fun. That can definitely be fun. I don't think I had personally the greatest enjoyment of the game last night, and I can lose a hockey game. I'm totally happy losing. But I will say I was glad to break the shutout. I think that was a big a big plus. And the other thing is a lot of the guys in the Colchester team are kind of imploding a little bit, and I just kept trying to tell them we're here to ultimately we're here to just enjoy ourselves, get some skate in, just play hockey, have some fun here, boys. It doesn't matter what happens. But anyway, you can definitely feel some tension there, and I'm hoping that can get resolved on Sunday. Although we are up against the mighty Purple Dragons, who I do think are surging, so that'll be an interesting game. But anyway, yeah, last night, very commanding win by the Snacks, and yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing how things, because there's 3 teams now battling for those top 2 bye spots, right? So one team is obviously going to be on the outside of that, and it's just going to be a fun I think it's going to be a fun playoff, to be honest.
It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. There's a game, there are games Sunday night that have implications on the standings, but there's a game next week, next Wednesday, that I feel, I said it in one of my write-ups tonight, I feel like that's going to be for first place. And it's the Hogs versus the Titans, and that's going to be a good one.
That'll be good. And if all goes well, the Colchester Sports Podcast team is going to try to live stream that, I believe.
Yeah.
If not live, we can just record it, do some commentary, play around with some settings and stuff, and maybe get some highlights live there. But I think we will try to live stream that right to YouTube or something.
Yeah,
anyway.
I think maybe it'd be kind of cool to do the playoff run if we're not playing, or if time commits.
Yep.
I think that'd be kind of cool. Just
Definitely.
If nobody watches it, that's cool. I don't really care. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. But if you're sitting at home and you can't go to the rink, and there's a Chell game that night, and you want to just tune in for 5 minutes just to see how the game's going, which leads me to my next comment or question. How are the celebrations coming? Because we need the celebrations to pick up to make this worthwhile.
We do need to talk about that. So I feel like they've progressed. I feel like since we've chatted, they've progressed in a positive way. Last night, I mean, it's still an awkward thing, and you can definitely feel the awkwardness with some of the guys, and even myself included. But last night, you could hear Navarro every goal. He's loud on the bench, he's banging the bench and stuff, and on the other side, I had no problem with it. Even if it was 7-0 at the time, 6-0 goal, 7-0 goal, it's fine. That's what we've asked for, and if you know what I mean, you can't complain about it. But it didn't make me mad either. It's just I know he was a little bit probably doing it of you this is what you asked for, kind of serving it back to you. But no, I had no problem with it. There's not on ice celebrations though, have been a little bit lackluster for sure. Except for there's some more fist bumps now. There's a little bit more huddles. I think it's just this is how it's got to go. You can't just go right from 0 to 100 with guys.
No,
going
it's got to
nuts.
take its time.
I think so, and I think, yeah, I think if we get some guys even going through the bench in playoffs, I think that'll be really cool. So we'll see.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
I think that is the goal. It's just to kind of even give some high fives with the group, go through the bench, and then go to the face off. It doesn't take that much time, but if guys don't want to do that, whatever too. I think it just adds to the atmosphere and whatever. But anyway,
those of you that have tuned in with us, this is episode 7 now. So those of you that have tuned into us, remember back episode 3 or 4, we showed you the trophy. So there is a trophy to play for. So, emotions are allowed to get high, get excited, celebrate with your teammates. I tell you, like I said this before, this league is a game of momentum swings. So if the momentum is on your side, keep celebrating, keep going.
That's right. That's right. Um,
So I think we're at that point now where everybody's been waiting for our reaction on this. So
oh, did something happen?
yeah, something pretty big happened. Let's start off. So the Hogs played the Bud Heavy team last night. Hogs are rolling. Your pick for the Hogs is looking good right now. The Hogs are rolling. Hogs won 10-4. I believe I talked to Reezy last night. I think it was 7 or 8-1, 8 or 9 minutes in. Like, it was quick. And yeah, everything went south from there for the Bud Heavies.
Yeah, I think it did go south. Let's take a quick break, though, and we'll be right back, and let's dive right into this all. All right, we're back. We have a guest here with us, too, now. Kalen Backer, captain of the Bud Heavy squad, is in the house. Kalen, thanks for joining us. We have
Thanks.
we got some stuff to talk about with the game last night. I just wanted to kind of get your perspective, I guess, on how it was playing the Hogs, and then if anything funny happened.
Yeah, I mean, we showed up. We showed up ready to go, I think, all of us. We got down a few early, which wasn't great. We started like to crawl back, but by the end of the second, we were pretty out of it, like from the get-go.
That Hogs team is pretty good, eh? Like, when they get all their guys going, it's a hard team to play against. And not to forget that Spencer Scott's in net.
Yeah, like pairing Matt Vora with Carson, they beat up on us pretty good last night.
Back-to-back player of the games for Vora now.
It's tough.
Yeah, he's on a tear.
Yeah, he's a good ad. That's a Reezy ad. That's 100% like a... Yeah. Like, Reezy doesn't know that guy. He somehow still gets him on the team. I am kind of curious, though. Like, Spencer Scott was the goalie coach for CEC, I guess kind of for 2 years now. Are there any kind of mentionings on the bench about his play, or like what's the dressing room kind of saying about his goaltending, if anything?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be tough going up against them. Our first goal, I managed to score, but I didn't shoot it. It went off a defense and in the net. That kind of got us started. And then like the other ones, I think we had a deflection. So I mean, he didn't see it coming, I guess.
How many of you guys get? 4?
We had 4, yeah. One was a back door, I think, too. And then another one was just a slot chance, which is most guys probably bury.
Yeah, Jared had a nice one. He finished that one where he kind of did like a... Yeah, I think it came to the slot, and then he kind of like pulled it to his backhand, and then outweighted Spencer and tucked it behind him. It was nice. It was actually a nice play. First goal of the year for Jared Langell, though. He's been snake bit. So, but anyway, he's happy to get that monkey off his back.
He probably kept the puck.
Put the tape on it. Sweet. So, yeah, tough loss, but I mean, you still got 4 on who I think might be the league's best goalie. Just a personal opinion, and just anyway. But so that's still that's nothing to laugh at. It's just on the other side, we let in 9 or 10. It's kind of you got to put up a more goals, which is tough to do. So I was on the ice to ref that game. Unfortunately, just had to jump on to referee, and the puck was going to be dropped in the offensive end. There's probably how many minutes left? 3 minutes left. It's a 9-4 game, and all of a sudden I hear a huge stick crash, and I look back and I see a goalie stick in the like at the blue line, and I was like, uh-oh, was he getting his gear fixed and we just didn't wait for him in time for the puck drop, or what happened? You want to take me because I'm looking at the face-off in Spencer Scott's end. Do you want to kind of like take me through what happened there?
Is this like when we like Cookie came to the bench?
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Yeah, so like we were yelling at him to just like be ready because we were getting to that point where we were gonna try and pull him. And then I think he thought we were like pulling him then, so he skated over to the bench, and then like I looked away, and then I heard Brian or someone like make like I don't know, they said something, and then like the stick was just in our bench. I don't I didn't fully see what happened. I just saw a stick come crashing in.
So he was upset that he wasn't being pulled, or he was.
Yeah, I think he like there was just some confusion between like us and him. Like he thought we were pulling him, but we were just yelling for him to get
Right.
ready, and then he came to the bench, and we yelled at him to get back in the net because the puck was dropping.
Kind of sounds like they could use some veteran presence. What do you think, Marty?
Yeah, they need something. They need some change in that dressing room right now. I was joking earlier, Kalen. I said next Wednesday if because I can't be there Sunday. You guys got a big game Sunday too, but next Wednesday you do play Colchester Excavation, and if I'm fortunate enough to get the call up, I'm always ready to play. But if I don't, I think I'm going to step behind the bench. I think that's what you guys
Yeah,
need. Someone to kind of run you guys and tell you what to do. But listen, this is the warning to all the Bud Heavies out there. If you're not paying attention and it's your turn to go on the ice, you're sitting and I'll throw the next guy out.
Uh, you're stuck on that, Marty. I love it.
I
It,
mean,
it.
you're gonna play a game, and I'm there with the boys, and I depend on my teammates just as much as the next guy. But just because there's a blonde in the stand and you want to pay attention more to that, I don't know, man. Jump on the ice when it's your time to go.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Okay. So Cookie at that point clearly a little bit agitated. The game went a little bit rough, and then at the end of the game, I don't know what I was doing because I think I was getting the pegs off for one of the nets in the far end, and I look up to look for my other referee. I was like, does he have the other net kind of thing, or does he want me to get it? I didn't see him, and I was like, oh, he left the ice. Like he took off and went off the ice. I was like, I guess I got both nets, which is kind of whatever. And then he comes back on the ice from where the players enter the ice at the rec, and I was like, okay, like he must have been talking to somebody. That's kind of weird. But I've since then obviously have heard that something else took place. Can you take us through kind of, I guess, what happened there at the end?
yeah. So when after the game ended, we went into like the fist pump line or whatever you do. I don't know after the game, and I kind of went over to him and like went to give him a fist pump, but I guess I don't know. He pulled it away or and then I turned around and I felt the blocker like to the head. I saw it on my helmet and I kind of got like turned around in him, and then one of the other guys jumped in to like pull him away, and there was a little scrum there too.
So let's just I just want to add something here. This is your own goalie coming at you.
Correct.
Is there any like why you? Is it just because you were the first one there, or like what's the reasoning for that? Was there something underlying there?
I've since heard like other um, from other people like around. I guess at some point there was a grin on my face apparently, so that didn't sit well with him.
Do you know what it probably is? It probably is all the shit that I've said, and he finally got mad and just took it out on you. I'm sorry.
And as captain of the team, I guess, yeah,
You take the heat, yeah.
You take the heat, yeah.
Yeah, podcast Marty has no filter. He says it like it is. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, like, I being a part of the CC team this year, Mitch was always, nice and stuff. So sorry to hear that things went sour in that room. Any adjustments? Like, I guess so. What's the way forward here?
Um, so after we all left, I texted them to say like, that's not really what we want in the league or like a part of our team. We're trying to have a good time here, and that we were gonna step away from him as our goalie, and that we're going to look for a new goalie for the rest of the season.
It's unfortunate that it has to come to that, but you said it best there. Like, there's no place for that in the league. I understand that emotions get high, and tempers start to rage, but it goes along the same lines as people not shaking hands at the end of games. At the end of the day, we're all there to have a good time. We're there to have fun. We're all buddies. Just put it behind you. Forget it. Like,
Yeah.
for those of you that have seen Ted Lasso, be a goldfish.
Yeah, you're big on that movie. Eh?
It's a TV show, Matt. It's a
TV show. My bad.
But beyond that, I think there's some other news that Kalen wants to break here for us.
Oh, we got breaking news.
Yeah, the Bud Heavies. We'd like to welcome to the team Eli James of the Rothsay Netherwood School of New Brunswick. Moncton Wildcats draft pick, Truro Bearcats draft pick. He's going to be in the net for us on Sunday night against the
Snacks.
Titans, I believe. Snacks.
I think it's the Snacks.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, we'll have a lineup shake there, definitely. See how it goes for the first game.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I did a bit of digging. He's 16. He's a 16-year-old kid. So
Yeah.
hopefully he's ready for some gentleman's hockey here. Can be a bit of a different beast. I mean, I think goalies are seeing that all over with the way some of these games are going. And just on that, I mean, obviously we chatted earlier in the day today and put it to all five of the other captains, and there was a vote on that, and I mean they all pretty much agreed that that it made sense just where the events that took place last night that this was approved. So Eli, welcome to the Chell, and I'm excited to see how he does.
Yeah, I'm excited to get him in the room with the boys and get out on the ice.
So last thing here, well for me, if Marty has something he can add, but Bud Heavy here, we're heading into the final stretch. Like I know the red team here that I play on, we have 2 games left. We play Sunday and Wednesday, and our regular season's over. So we're coming into the stretch, and I don't know how's the dressing room like besides outside of this stuff. How are the boys feeling? And yeah, what are the playoff aspirations here?
I think we're still feeling good about like our spot. We don't really know where we're gonna end up in the playoffs, but I think we're happier to not be like a 1 or 2 seed where we'll get like an extra game or two in for the playoffs. I don't really know how the standings are lying out or what we're looking at for a first round matchup, but I think we're ready to go for playoffs.
Yeah, that's sweet. I think right now the way it sits, and Marty can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you guys might be 4 or 5, and I think Red is probably 4 or 5 as well. So right now, as it sits, probably have a first round matchup with that Red team, which could pose to be it'll be fun. I think for me, like that'll be a fun just to play. You guys play fast and pretty clean, hard hockey. So like, I don't know, I'm okay losing to you guys or just going 3 games with you guys. I think it'll be a fun time. If that's the way it sits right now. And now you add in this Eli kid who, like you said, is drafted to the queue. Hasn't played a game there yet, but he's obviously 16 years old and has the rights to the Wildcats there. So he'll be, let's see how it goes. And I'm excited if that's where you guys finish. We'll see you in round 1, bud.
That's gonna be. You're right. The way it's looking, unless the Snacks crumble, Red will play Bud Heavy in the first round, so that is almost a lock, we'll say. Hey, but unless if Red wins 2 games and the Buds beat Snacks, things could be a little more interesting at that point. But I personally feel that it will be Bud and Red first round. Any predictions, Kalen?
On who takes the series or?
Oh, absolutely.
I do think it'll go the distance of 3 games. I don't know. I wasn't there to see the first matchup of Bud Heavy versus Red, so I don't know what it was like. But I think it'll go the distance.
Well, I think the issue in that game has been solved, hopefully. So it will be a different Bud Heavy look coming at Red. So, Red, you be ready.
We'll try.
Yeah, that's good. Awesome, Kalen. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me. Yeah,
it's been great. Thanks for everything you're doing for the league, and hopefully things in that dressing room can pick up. And I'll give you my expertise on behind the bench if needed.
Yeah, new coach, new tendy.
That's right. New coach, new tendy. Hopefully, no hard feelings there with Cookie. I don't know if there's anything there with you guys, but I just hate to see tensions flare a little bit. So hopefully things are all good and things can get smooth over there. But yeah, we'll look forward to seeing the new Bud Heavy team and see if there's some rejuvenation there. So thanks so much, Backer. We'll catch you on the ice here Sunday.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
See ya.